Oh boy. I always find it funny. All we do is practice qualifying, 1 lap pace, and then it rains. So, if you can't tell, we're in the Alfa Romeo, and my teammate is the legend himself, the pad master, Lewis Welch. He's back. I'm back. The Dream Team's back. Exactly. Here we go. Time for the return of League Racing, guys, onto the channel. WOR, World Online Racing. We are in Tier 2 on the PC, F2 split, and yeah, this should be a lot of fun. As you can see, we have all the drivers on screen right now, and we're going to team up with Lewis Welch. As you guys know, we was teammates back in F1 21, and yeah, we are a pretty good team together. Also, we're going to be driving in the Alfa Romeo, and yeah, Lewis, of course, is the world's fastest pad player pretty much, so it's a pretty fun partnership, and we had a pretty good dynamic a couple of years ago. Now, the calendar is also a lot of fun. Some good tracks on there. I love Qatar, Las Vegas is on there, Saudi Arabia, you guys know I love that track in League Racing, Abu Dhabi. Yeah, overall, it's a decent calendar, no complaints, and big fan of pretty short 11 race calendar, which is quite nice. It's going to be, you know, short, sweet, to the point, and it will take about 2 to 3 months to get done, which is also quite good. I feel like when leagues are like 20 races long, it drags on quite a while, and you just want to get it done, which is never a good thing. You want to try and maximize each race. It's not bad. Now then, as you can see, we are currently in a wet qualifying. Now, what I was referring to at the beginning of the video, the intro, you spend time practicing in the dry, you know, trying to maximize your 1 lap pace, and then you get hit with wet weather conditions in qualifying. So it pretty much scrubs off all the advantage and makes it a level playing field. Now, I actually hit some PBs in the dry just before the session started, so in a way I was gutted, in a way I didn't half mind, because this gives us a chance to, you know, find some pace. And you can see we're going purple right now in Sector 2. Lost a little bit there, the last couple of corners. See if I can just clean up the bus stop a little bit. And we're going to see what this second time lap is. We already did one, we then went for a cool down lap, and then a second push. Now, the audio gameplay sound is a bit low, apologies for that, I'll fix that for the next episode. But yeah, besides that, it was a pretty smooth stream and a pretty smooth return to League Racing as we finish our lap time here. First bit of the bus stop was good, exit weren't so good. And yeah, not too bad. P2 at the time, eventually pushed down to P3. We then went back to the pits and put on another set of intermediates, and we're going to go for 2 timed laps. Now, saying that, this one could be the one, and it may count already. I'm fueled for 2 if I need it, but I'm looking to hopefully nail it in 1 and, you know, clear the traffic and have a nice smooth final run. So currently turn 1, braking okay, rotation not too bad, exit also decent enough, and we match our previous first sector, so not terrible so far. Making our way up through Eau Rouge and ready on. Well, that's not going to be the one. We had a bit of a moment, and like I said, we were fueled for 2, so we can try again. Now, we're actually going to start the lap quite early. There's no traffic, which is good, so we can crack on, and we're going to see if we can find some lap time. So the pole time right now is a 1 minute 50.3, so we have to find 4 tenths. Turn 1 was horrific. Drifting, not really getting the line right, bad exit. Oh, it's as scruffy as it can get. And yeah, we're pretty much half a tenth down, up through Eau Rouge. Again, having a slight moment there as well, which isn't great. Back end a little bit loose again. And we're a tenth and a bit down. So a pretty meh first sector, very average, which is not what I had in mind for this final run. I then chose to keep it in 5th gear through Les Combes when I usually run 4th. And basically, I'm going for a, you know, we've got nothing to lose approach. And I found pretty much all that time back. So we're now back on target. Turn 8, though, we make another mistake. Locking the rears, drifting into there, also struggling on the exit. Turn 9, not particularly great. The exit let me down, so we lost another 800ths, give or take, through there, make it a 10th, if you will. Through Pouhon, we get some of that time back, if not all that time back, actually, and gain some more on the exit, so we recover that lap time as the checkered flag drops into the Fagnes chicane now, really starting to commit and just basically send it, and we're finding quite a bit of time actually as we now head into Stavlo 1, taking a nice early apex, giving us even more lap time. Oh no. Oh, fucked it. So much time in little areas, but couldn't quite get the lap together. And that was so frustrating. Another big mistake. That's 3 errors now in this lap. 3 moments of time loss, and we'll do the math in a minute, but for now, we're going to close out the lap. We're going to have to find a miracle through this bus stop to find time, and to be fair, I nail the exit and find a 10th, over a 10th.
Oh, that's annoying. 10th alone on the run to the line.
So yeah, pretty much qualifying done. Unfortunately, a lot of others improved, but Joseph Loke, I hope I'm saying his name correctly, he got pole with 1 minute 49.6. I could be wrong, give or take, a very high 6, or maybe a low 7. Either way, he got pole by 6/10. The next time was in the low 50s, and I'm not joking when I say the entire field from P2 downwards was so close, so tight. Honestly, margins were so fine that those mistakes we made were so damn costly. Then, looking at the strategy for our first race. Now, one thing I learned after this race, not before, is the medium tyre is the race tyre in this game in general. You want to try and, save that for your most important stint or when you think you're going to be fast this race. Now, I didn't know that at the time. I'm going to use it at the start of the race, which is fine. It's not a big problem, but it's something that I learned afterwards. Fuel-wise, I'm going to go for 0.8 extra. That should be fine. And yeah, we're going to get to the red lights and send it for a new season, guys. So like the video, subscribe if you're going to enjoy, and let's get into it as we are underway for a brand new season of League Racing. Down to turn 1, getting aggressive here, down the inside, looking to make up a couple of positions. We've got the Red Bull going for a spin out of turn 1 as we take a pretty poor exit down to turn 2 and Eau Rouge as we now tuck in behind all the traffic. Heading up the hill for the first time, going to wait on the battery and now deploy it on the exit onto the Camel straight here, but everyone's using it. Cameras on softs. Not exactly a battle I want to fight. And yeah, I am going to maybe not fight so hard against those on softs. The target is to beat those on hards primarily. Try and get as many of those hard tyre runners out the way, and then, eventually see if I can try and keep up with the soft runners. So for now, you can see up ahead, Cameron, Leroy battling away another bit too wide up ahead as we make our way through turn 8, turn 9. Cameron's going to get that one locked up down the inside as we under pressure here from Bogdan Moldovan. I'm going to try and slip on up the inside of Leroy there, but I couldn't quite get enough momentum to really pull alongside, so we tuck back in down through Pouon as we head down into the turn 10, 11 chicane, and now Bogdan to the outside. I'm going to leave just enough space, just about enough space. Had to get right on the curb there. And yeah, Bogdan forcing me quite a lot to the inside. I only just managed to, kind of maintain track limits and not have contact. That's the space I was given. So yeah, for now, P14.
Got to try and follow the soft runners if I can. Wow, the engine is getting hot straight away.
And there is definitely a bit of that in this. You forget, compared to career mode where the upgrades are on, these are the base cars, and engine temps are a key factor, especially following other cars. As up ahead, a bit of a domino effect here as cars hit each other.
I had to get right out of there. He's going to cut right across me.
And a slight bit of contact as we tried to go up the inside of Bogdan to the bus stop, but he kind of cut across to get the better exit. So yeah, with that, he overtakes Leroy and makes progress. So still P14 for us. We've got Lewis Welch, our teammate, behind on the hard tyre. Then we've got Valentino Labella behind on the soft tyre. But yeah, we're going to try and pass Leroy here because hard tyre runner, we want to try and dispatch him ASAP. So here we go, using the exit up through Radion and now on the Camel straight, using all the battery to basically avoid time loss for him and myself. And we make the move comfortably into P13, purple in sector 1 as you expect. And we crack on now onto our next target, which is going to be the Mercedes here of Rosenberg. I can't quite see the first name in the preview window I'm recording on right now, Legend, I believe. So yeah, you can see Bogdan up the inside, super aggressive. I tried to sneak through, touch of contact there, but not quite able to get by. Again, trying to be a little bit more aggressive than I usually would be in these races, especially on this tyre, but no way through for now as we plunge downhill into Pouon. We've got a car off on the right, that's Mirko Suriano, so one of the heavy hitters out of the racetrack there. Not sure we got damage, but we gain another place, and that gives us P12. And yeah, we're now upper place as we are going to try to look to pass Legend here. Now, I will admit, I felt very comfortable, very confident at this stage of the race, even against those on softs. The medium tyre was great, and I can understand afterwards, in hindsight, why it's such a great race tyre, because it just felt brilliant in this initial phase. I felt so quick, so confident with the car, and I feel like I had genuine race pace. I really did. So we're going to try and have a look here in the bus stop, but Legend just slightly defending. Bogdan runs it in a bit deep, and that allows... Oh, that's a bit of a squeeze. It's similar to the situation to the last lap. I get squeezed there into the bus stop, Apex 2, trying to start the inside. Anyways, a lap later, there's a bit more of a gap, and Legend doesn't have as much of a slipstream, so I'm going to try and go for it here, using a bit of the battery to try and get a nice slipstream, trying not to lose momentum before Blanchimont, which is really key. And you can see we keep it rolling as we go to the outside, and then we're going to slice back underneath now and get it on the brakes down the inside. There's going to be a slight bit of contact. The Legend loses the back end a little bit, I believe, midway through the flick on the crossover at the bus stop, but we go through and get P11 and bag another place. And we're just one shy of the points with Jack Humphreys up ahead, also on the hard tyre. That is going to be now our next target. So a decent start to this race, decent pace, and I think we can definitely follow these guys, and we are looking pretty decent. So yeah, on to the end of lap 4 now. We're actually quicker than Bogdan as we get a yellow flag. Virtual safety car deployed. Now this is really, really interesting. I was wondering, deciding what could I do, and I've got the hard tyres ready to go. I'll go for it. And I'm actually going to roll the dice. I'm going to send it. No one else has pit, I believe. It's only me. So, yeah, I think we got followed into the pits by Valentino. Let's go for it. Why not? Let's take a chance. Let's go for it. Let's take a chance, and we'll see what happens. And maybe we get lucky if the pace is good enough on the hard compound tyre. So here we go. Might be out of tyres at the end, but worth a go. Might be another safety car VSC later anyway. Right, back on the way then, as we rejoin the race, and we get a perfect VSC window, so we get an entire stop under the virtual safety car, which is perfect. So back on the way as we now get the green flag and DRS re-enabled. So time to push on. First target is to keep the Ferrari out of my DRS range for the foreseeable future. Let's give it a go. Why not? Also, my engine can cool off as well. And that is also another good point about running in clean air, which is going to help. So, yeah, P17 for now, all the way onto lap 9. There's nothing really happened. I was basically time trialing. This will give us an idea where we're at compared to these guys in the pits. And yeah, we have our first cars in the pits now. Joseph Loke, the net race leader, is in, and we're going to see where he rejoins to give us an idea as to what we're looking at. He was P11, and Joseph rejoins 3 seconds behind, so we technically have undercut everyone, but not by a massive, massive margin. Wow, Joseph had an insane gap. As you can hear me say, Joseph must have had a good gap or a pulled away. I didn't really notice, to be fair, if he managed to break the train or pull away out front, but either way, we have undercut the 10 cars that were ahead of us, but we don't have as much of a margin as I hoped for. But now we're going to see how the hard tyre holds up, as Valentino also 1.2 behind, just about managing to keep him out of DRS range during this stint and just keeping him at arm's length, as we have more cars in the pits as the pit stop window opens and the dancing begins in the Spa pit lane. So yeah, currently you can see pace-wise, 1.2 off our personal best. It's not looking too bad. More cars in the pits, and we'll see how long we can hold on to this for, because we're pretty much a half a race distance. Been on these tyres for about 6 laps, 7 laps, give or take, as we have another yellow flag. Not sure exactly what form maybe occur in the pits. Either way, we're going to gain another place here, and now Joseph is right behind us, tucked in behind. He's not going to go for the move, I don't think, into turn 1. He's going to wait for the old DRS Kemmel straight combination, and yeah, we're going to not really fight, because even though it's for net position, this isn't our race. He's in a fresh medium. He's faster than me, and I'm on a pretty old hard tyre. A tyre that's not feeling particularly great, I won't lie. As the laps were going on, I was starting to feel this strategy maybe might not work. Not because we're not going to make it to the end, but because once you hit around 30% tyre wear on these, they don't feel that great. I can't explain it. They just don't feel that great. It feels like it's got double the tyre wear than what it actually has. But yeah, more cars, I believe, still pitting here on lap 12, as Joseph already broke away and broke DRS and got over a 2-second gap behind other cars going faster, going purple. And yeah, for us, Valentino has actually joined up behind with DRS because of Joseph's overtake on me. I'll try and save some battery if I can. That's what I'm looking for here. I don't care if I get overtaken now. Battery is important to me. I don't have any of that right now. And yeah, we're going to basically change now our priorities, because without battery around Spa, you're pretty much defenseless. So I'm not going to put up a fight against these medium tyre runners, because they're much fresher tyres and faster than me at this stage of the race. Not necessarily maybe in pace, but just the tyre difference is too big. And the medium, as I realised, it was an excellent race tyre with no tyre deg and great performance. Bit of contact, as there's a bit of a domino effect there. I was not expecting that, but you know, just a bit of a small incident there through turn 8.
Hopefully Dan didn't get wing damage from that.
And yeah, we're going to double check, but I believe I didn't get damage from that. It's just a slight bit of contact as now Daniel Kjeldsen goes through, I believe, last season's champion. I might be wrong in saying that, but don't quote me on that. Either way, he goes through and gains a place. We've now got a Bogdan once again behind us here. Of course, we was behind him in that first stint when we pit under the VSC. So our advantage or our margin now has disappeared. It's gone. So, yeah, there's more cars arriving. You'll see now Bogdan actually gets boxed in for a little bit there, but now eventually Valentino lets him go by. And, yeah, me and him are in our own race. I'm going to try and see if I can go through, just about squeezing at the Blanchimont and now into the bus stop chicane, trying to go through using the slipstream effect the old-fashioned way. Side by side, still going for it here, and we're going to keep going side by side, down the pit straight, down to turn 1. So this battle is going to continue as more cars are in the pit lane. Some of those guys are started on the hard tyre, now stopping as we move back ahead and into P9 on lap 14 of this race.
Probably shot myself in the foot there, trying to get in front. Got no DRS now.
And yeah, that wasn't the smartest race move, shall we say. And now Jay and Valentino are probably going to get back through here. And I don't really have much to say, do or answer for us.
Barely saving battery, man. Barely.
And that is also a big issue. Maybe my wings are a bit higher than everybody else. I'm not sure. Either way. Back down to P11, which is where we were when we pit under that original VSC. And I started to realise this strategy just wasn't the one. The pace on this tyre simply wasn't there. And there's more cars still arriving on faster rubber, fresher rubber behind. And they're going to make their moves as we head through Pouon. Slight bit of contact to get out of it there to avoid having a bigger crash. And that allows my teammate through as well.
Tyre wear is a real big factor, man. More than I thought. And the hards definitely died off quicker than I thought as well.
And yeah, I'm learning a lot. Honestly, I learned so much in this race because all I've done in this game so far is career mode. Genuinely, this was my first race, besides a one-off race doing the Austria chicane, which was, you know, more of a casual fun thing, and a lot of the settings were turned off. This was my first proper online race, so I don't really have that experience yet.
I'll take a little bit more pain, and we'll try and go for a soft tyre in a lap or two's time.
And yeah, we'll go for a soft in a few laps and just try and see if we can recover something at the end. But yeah, like I was saying, I learned a lot this race, you know, honestly, because there's so much to take from these races. Like I said, the medium tyre being a really good race tyre. Fuel consumption is much lower than, you know, what I'm used to in career mode. And then also trying to be fast or drive with worn tyres and trying to maintain a good pace. You know, tyre management is key this year as well. The harder you push, the harder you drive, the more you're going to kill your tyres off. So having some sort of tyre management is good. Battery management this year as well. And just generally how people race. There's a lot of things to learn and just strategies to kind of learn from. So I'm looking forward to Qatar, round 2. That should be interesting. For now, though, we're dropping back like a stone. And yeah, we don't really have an answer. And Valentino dropping back with me. So it's not just a me thing. The reality is this tyre wasn't a good race tyre at all. I think even the soft was better than this. I think the hard tyre was actually the worst race tyre for this racetrack, to be honest with you. So yeah, you can see more action ahead. Leroy in the pits, left it in the pits. Pretty much that was going to be all she wrote. I then decided to pull the plug, box for the soft tyres, and in the case there may be a safety car or a VSC, then we've switched onto the softs and we may have a chance of, you know, getting something out of this. So yeah, we're going to get the red striped tyres on and go for one last stint.
Right, we'll just send it on the softs, push flat out to the end, let's see what happens.
I'm not going to go for the fastest lap because I want to try and manage my ERS throughout the final laps. I don't want to just drain it on one lap and that's it. I want to be able to have some battery for the duration of the stint, and also maybe to manage the tyres a little bit because I want to be strong and fast until the end in case there's anything on the table for me to pick up in terms of points or places. So that's going to be the plan at this stage.
The grip is really nice. Too nice. Too nice. Well, no misbehaviour, everyone behaved.
Managed to clear it up in time, and there are so far no plans for a safety car.
That's after the start finish, don't matter anyway. There we go, first race in the bag. We live and learn.
And there we go then, that was my race. We beat the man I was racing that entire time, which was of course Valentino, and yeah, P16. So disappointing. Qualified P13, finished P16. Could have qualified P2 quite comfortably, and it could have been a different race. Either way, lesson learned. Next time I'm going to see if I can maybe get into a Discord chat with some of the guys and my teammate and see if we can hopefully discuss, because had I been in a chat with them during that race, they would have probably instructed against me pitting on lap 4, and that's where the race could have been different. Either way, it is what it is. I feel like positives, honestly, I had really good pace in the wet. I had actually decent race pace. The medium tyre, the first 4 laps, I was really comfortable. I'm not even trying that hard, and I was actually looking to pass, a few of those guys on softs as well. So I feel like I had really good race pace and could have actually had a really good race on a regular strategy. My plan was to originally go for a medium soft and avoid the hard tyre. So yeah, I'm actually not too mad about it. It's the first race. I learned a lot, and we'll keep pushing into Qatar in round 2. So guys, like the video, subscribe for more, and yeah, I'll stream these races live on my Twitch. So link down below. These are every Monday night, so go follow me over there. Go check it out, and then I'll post highlights a few days later. But yeah, guys, cheers for watching. As always, a big shout out to the members, and finally check out the 2 videos on screen if you haven't seen them already. And yeah, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Take care, and let's go back from me.